Yes, Tanya, you are unmuted. How can I help you? What's your question?
Good morning. Okay, so my question is, what if you are um, you're under contract with the new bill, right? And it's taking longer than expected, and your buyer brokerage agreement expired, and your buyer refuses to sign another buyer brokerage agreement. What happens in that case, or what do you do in that case?
Well, number one, you have a property that's being built, that's under contract, is taking longer than expected. Now, let me just mention this to all the agents right now in the business. With inflation, right? It's a huge seller's market. Builders are really struggling in a lot of different areas. I was recently, one of my agents was helping somebody build a house, and the builder was having problems getting the windows. It was just, look, drywall was in, property was there. He was just having problems getting windows. Not for just our house, but many other houses within the subdivisions. So when it comes to materials, builders are having issues. Please believe builders want to close these houses quicker than we do, because the builder goes out, takes out a huge loan, and he can't pay off that loan until the house is complete. So that builder wants to build the house. So, but there's a lot of delays with the building process lately because of materials, inflation, with that recent war thing that's going on, and stuff is getting shipped slowly, and it's just a big mess. So the first thing I would do is I would keep my buyers focused on this house. Hey, listen, I need to manage their expectations. This house is going to happen. This is your dream home, and I'm going to get this house built for you. That's our goal. You have earnest money on this house, and it's not closing on time, but it's out of the builder's control. It's out of my control, and it's a seller's market, so inventory is low. So it is what it is. I would really try to keep them focused on this particular house. Here's why. If they purchase this house, who cares about the buyer brokerage agreement? Who cares about the buyer brokerage agreement being expired? Because if they close on this house, you don't need another buyer brokerage agreement, right? Now, if this house falls apart, if this deal falls apart, then you need to find them another house. Then you need a updated buyer brokerage agreement. The reality is the goal, and we're hoping this deal don't fall apart. And if we start talking about signing a buyer brokerage agreement now, that's a kind of saying, hey, I want you to commit to me if this one don't happen. And I think the focus and how I would shift the narrative is this one's going to happen. I'm a good agent. Let's be patient. The builder's doing a good job. The builder is struggling getting materials. You're going to buy this house. Let's stay focused on this house. I'm not even going to even deal with this buyer brokerage agreement right now, because I already have another I already have another house under contract. And it's going to be very difficult right now to get them to sign a buyer brokerage agreement to commit to you for the next house, when we should really be focusing on this house, right? Kind of like getting married, and then halfway through, you've been married for 2 years, and then you say, hey, will you sign this prenuptial agreement? So if we get a divorce, you don't get all the money. You don't want to do that when you're already married, right? When you already married, you don't want to talk about a prenup because you're already married. So you already have it under contract. The house is being built, right? They've already paid the earnest money. Let's not now start talking about buyer brokerage agreements. No. Let's stay focused on closing this one and getting paid on this one. Let's not start talking about if this one don't work, I want to buy a brokerage agreement for your next one. That's a tough sale. They're not going to sign it. That's a tough one to get them to sign.
Right. So I was just reading, what the commission laws and rules were, so I was trying to follow the commission laws and rules. But in this case, don't try to haggle over another buyer brokerage agreement. Just concentrate on getting this deal closed.
Now, because if this deal closes, you don't need a buyer brokerage agreement.
Right.
And if this deal closes and you get paid, you don't need a buyer brokerage agreement. You know what I mean? So like I was saying, it's a kind of like, getting married, sign the contract, we are married, and then say, if we get a divorce, I want you to sign this prenup. Not after you get married. You got to do that before you get married. And look, Tanya, you've done a good job. They liked you. They signed a buyer brokerage agreement saying you're going to get paid. You found them a house. They paid the earnest money. They started building the house. No, it's not closing perfectly on time, but they have to understand none of the builders are closing on time right now. There's issues with materials. Hey, pump your brakes. Let's close this one. I'll get paid on this one. I'm not even going to worry about a buyer brokerage agreement halfway through. Make sense? All right. Question? Was that good? Did I answer your question? Yes. Good. All right. Any other questions? Let me check. Any other hands raised? Yes. Let me see here.